Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Tracy with Artful Creations by Tracy, and today is the last week in the 3-week series called Scraphoarders Birthday Edition. This week we are making cards or gifts with our scraps. Now there are 3 grand prize giveaways open to all viewers. All you need to do is like and comment each week on all the videos in the hop and you will be entered. If you've missed week 1 or 2, I do encourage you to go back and watch each one. The more comments you make on everyone's channel, the better your chances to win. Now some of us might also be doing a giveaway, so be sure to pay attention. Now let's recap what I did for week 1 and week 2. Here are the rosettes I made for my embellishments using scrap paper. And for week 2, I made tags, again using scrap papers. Today I will be using these to create cards, so let's go ahead and get started. Here is the bin where I hold all my pattern scrap papers. As you can see, I have quite a bit. I want to use those papers from Basic Gray. I really love them. For our first card, I'm going to create what is called a tuck and fold card. I will use my design space to cut my elements for this card. Now this is not my file, but a file from another YouTube crafter that is a Cricut product expert. Her name is Melody Lane, and I will link her channel below. I will use the Nina White 80-pound cardstock for the pink portion of this file and the pattern paper for the green portion. Now I wasn't able to click in between the images to show you the mats. I'm still learning how to record from my computer. Unfortunately, I was unable to use the Basic Gray papers. They were not wide enough. But here I have my paper now cut out. All I have left to do is put it together. And as I assembled this tuck and fold card, I realized that I should have cut the white cardstock with the second mat, the green one, and the pattern paper for the first mat, the pink one. And I cut out the second card the same way. I'm not going to call it a mistake, but rather a learning curve. Now here I show you that one of the pieces was too small. I realized that I laid my scrap paper on my mat incorrectly, so now I need to cut that piece with my paper trimmer. For the top of the card, that is the piece that is going to be the tuck, but it's also the piece where our rosette will be glued to. When you're gluing that down, you're going to only glue it about a third way, as you see. I find it easier to open the card to glue it on that part. Now once it's glued, you'll add the triangle piece on top of it, just adding the glue to the very top pieces. That will need some time to dry so it doesn't pull away when you have that card tucked and pull it out. As I'm completing the second tuck and fold card, let's talk about my giveaway. As I stated in my previous weeks, I have been very blessed to win some fantastic prizes on several YouTube channels over the last year, and I really want to give back to the crafting community. You will have to watch all 3 of my videos over the following weeks. I would appreciate a thumbs up and a subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Then leave me a comment below answering a question that I ask in each video. Today's question is, which card sets do you like best? Now you'll have to wait to see them completed at the end. And currently my giveaway is only for the lower 48 in the US, and my prize is going to be a nice package of goodies from my stash. A lot of items I haven't used and some gently used, and I wish you good luck. While card number 2 is drying, let's go ahead and finish up card number 1. Here's where I realized that the writing of a sentiment on the inside will be a little difficult to see on that pattern paper. Now to adhere the rosette, I recommend using hot glue. It's the best glue for the mountain and valley folds of the rosette. Just to be sure, make sure you add that glue all over. I'm going to add a sentiment from a stamp set that I've had in my stash forever. I'll use my black ink and place it right next to the rosette. I was a little bit nervous doing this after I already added the rosette, but as you will see, it actually turned out crisp and perfect. And there is our tuck and fold card. And I also added that piece in the middle or on top of that pattern paper so that you can add your sentiment. I'm going to show you on the second card that I add that scrap piece of paper that I lightly inked the edges on. You just need to add your glue and slip it right under that triangle and tack it down. Now we'll add our rosette to the front of our second tuck and fold card. with that hot glue again, making sure that you put it all the way to the edges as best as possible. I know how to speak English. Anyhow, there we go. Just add that down, and there we have our second tuck and fold card complete. Now for the last set of cards, I decided that I was going to go with a top folding card. These are all cut at 11 inches by 4¼ inches, and then I score it at 5½ inches. Because my tags are long, I felt this was the best way to add them to my card. And I do get to use some of that scrap basic gray paper after all, which I really love. Unfortunately, they closed in 2016. Oh well. I do cut them down, just eyeballing it, as you know by now. I like to do that. And that I will do most of that off camera and gluing them directly to my card base. I also decided that they needed a bit more embellishment, so I dragged out my Martha Stewart punches and cut a few pieces of scrap paper that matched, glued them together, and then added those to the card front. I also have those really unique paper clips that I add to 3 of the tags. Once I glue those paper pieces to my cards, I will use foam tape and pop up the tags for a bit of dimension. That last tag I will decide to angle instead of bringing it on straight forward. There are those really fun paper clips. Anyhow, that is my cards for this last edition of Scraphoarders Birthday Hop. We did change the hashtag to find us on the YouTube, but you have to type it in. You can't click on it. It wasn't working. Now that completes my cards. I do hope you enjoyed this 3-week hop and that you have found inspiration along the way. Don't forget to click on the next hopper down below in my description box and have more details on the hop and the prize giveaways. Thank you for watching once again, and I hope you have a very blessed day. And here's a close-up of my cards.